sky. Look!
It's a bird!
It's a plane! It's Superman!
What's up guys, welcome to our first command block class. Today we are going to learn how to make these floating statues and the most common mistakes that we can make when we are making them. So let's go! This is my assistant Jerry guys, he's gonna be in this tutorial. So what we're going to need is gonna be a command block that I'm gonna teach you how to get it, an anvil, some tags, some levers, or if you want pressure plates too, like this one, armor stands for the statues, some entity eggs and decorations for the armor stand. So this code that you see on screen is the code that we are going to use on this tutorial and we're going to analyze it. And also we're going to use this code that you see to get the command block. So you're going to open the chat and on the chat screen you're going to write /give @p space command underscore block and you will get a command block on your hand. Then we're going to the anvil, we're going to put some tags here and we're going to rename the tags with different names like Dovey for example, or R3 or E34, but in your case you can name it however you want it, okay? So we're going to name here Dovey, this one is going to be R3 and this one is going to be E34. The command that we're going to use is /tp @e, that means E from entities. Also it can be other letters like S that means self, or P that is the nearest player, or A that it means all players, and R a random player. Then we're going to put name Bobby, that is going to be to call that a specific entity, name it Bobby, and also this sign that we're going to call it tilde, that we're going to use for each coordinate and we're going to learn how to use it, okay? Also we're going to see the difference between always active and needs redstone. Okay, so let's work with the first coordinate at E34. We're going to get into the command block, we're going to change block type to repeat, condition unconditional, and redstone we're going to put needs redstone. If you put always active, the effect of this command block is going to be happening all the time, so you're not gonna be able to stop it unless you change the code. These two boxes we're gonna ignore them. So the command input is going to be tp @e bracket name equals quotes the name you want to put it, in this case the name of the statue E34, we close the quotes and brackets, and also we put tilde. We're going to put 4 tildes, but the first one is going to be next to a number that we're going to use to move our statue on the first coordinate. In this case this statue is going to move 3 blocks. This window that you see on screen, it's when you want to write a larger command. Now we put the lever and we activate the statue, and as well you can see the statue have moved 3 squares from the command block. That means the command block is number 0 and it's going to be the center always. You can see this because now, for example, we have the command block in the middle and we're going to put the number 3, and when we activate the lever the statue moves 3 blocks. Okay, but what happened when we put a minus sign before the 3? We activate the lever. As you can see on the screen, this statue is going to move 3 blocks to the opposite direction. If we don't put any number close to the tilde, the statue is going to land right on the block. Okay, now let's go to the second coordinate with our statue R3. This coordinate works with the space height. So you get into the command block and you put tp @e bracket name equals quotes R3, we close the quotes and brackets, and then we put tilde. On the second tilde we're going to put a number 4, so now we are gonna expect that this statue is gonna move 4 blocks up. There you go. So we can see when we turn on the lever the statue goes up, and when we turn off the lever the statue is gonna fall on the command block. What happens if we put a decimal number on the code? You will see that the statue moves on a different position than it was when it was on 4 or that it is on 3. In 3.5 the statue is right between two blocks, and now in 3 the statue is right in the middle of the blocks. What happens if we put a minus sign before the number? The statue is going underground and now it's not gonna come back. The only way to make it come back is changing the code in the command block and then destroying the block without turning the code off, as you see on the screen. So here you can see that I put a 4, and when I action the lever the statue appears, and when I turn the lever off the statue disappears, so I can only break the command block in order to recover the statue. Okay, let's go now with Dovey. This is the third coordinate. So you go into the command block and then you put TP at E bracket name equals quotes Dovey. We close the quotes and brackets, and then we put tilde, tilde, tilde. Then we put number 3 because we're working on the 3 tilde, and then we put the last tilde. We check that the block is on the correct setup, and as you can see, Dovey moves 3 blocks from the command block. Now, what happens if we put a decimal number? You will see that Dovey now it's right in the middle of 2 blocks. And then when we turn off the command block, it's gonna land right in the middle. Okay, but what happens if we move the command block and we put number 2? You will see that Dovey is gonna move 2 blocks from the command block. And if we put a minus sign before the number 2, you will see that Dovey is going to move 2 blocks to the opposite direction. So now we are done with the 3 first chords, and we are gonna work with my assistant Jerry and the rotation coordinate. That is the last coordinate we're gonna work with. So we are gonna write on the command block TP at E bracket name equals quotes Jerry. We close the quotes and brackets, and then we put the 3 first tildes without a number, and the last tilde is going to be with number 5. We check our setup with the block and then we activate the lever. As you can see, Jerry start fighting this rotation at first, but then he start rotating. What happened if we put, instead of 5, we put 50? You will see that Jerry now start rotating in a really high speed and he cannot fight against this rotation. So now let's put numbers in the other coordinates. For example, a 3 on the third, a 3 on the first one, and 10 on the second one. As you can see now, Jerry is now on 10 blocks of altitude and he has moved some blocks to the side. Okay, so now that you know how to work with a command block, I have a test for you guys. You have to move Jerry from the command block to the top of the black terracotta. If you write down the correct command on the comments, 10 of you are gonna be shout out on my next video. And now let's see the most common mistakes. So here we have some boats, and on the other side we have different type of entities such as normal living entities or enemies, wild entities, and we're gonna call them all of them Dovey. So now we're gonna get into the command block and we're gonna write TP at E bracket name equals quotes Dovey. We close the quotes and brackets, and then we put the 4 chords with number 20 on the rotation chord and on number 3 on the second chord, and we're gonna see what happened right now. So as you can see, as everyone was called Dovey, the command block merged all these entities in one. So that's one of the common mistakes that you can make. As a conclusion, you have to name only the one you want to work with the command block. And now we have to say goodbye to Jerry. So let's work now with the boats. There is a variation of these codes that you can change name for type. And instead of putting a name, you can put a type of entity. For example, as we're gonna work with boats, we're gonna put type boat without the quotes. And when we activate the command block, we will see all the boats turning around on the top. So what happened here? It is gonna take all the boats around you in the world. What happens if you change with another entities like zombies, for example? If you activate the command block with living entities, it will grab all the entities from the caves, from other places in the world, and it's gonna merge all the entities there. And if you stop the blocks, you will have a disaster, and you will have a problem like me right now, that all your zombies are gonna start killing your villagers or messing up with all your city. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you like this channel and want more of this content, subscribe, and see ya!